The NNSCRA Offline and Online Racing at its best presents Speed World. Well, the cars are rolling off on the pit lane right on the racetrack right now for the fourth and final round of the NNSCRA International Duracell Champions. As today we will crown a champion in the fourth and final round of the season at WATKINS GLEN International Raceway, as we're in the beautiful Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. And here, as the pace car leads the field around for the pace lap to get the green, here's your starting lineup. On the pole is the points leader Mitchell Collins in the paint car here for this race. He'll be alongside the winner at Michigan this season, Jack Dunnard, in the black car. Row 2 has Kyle Matthews in the lime green machine. He'll be alongside Charles Sanford. He'll be driving the red car. Row 3 has car number 5, the yellow car of Destin Bowen. He's 5th in the points coming into this event. He's alongside the gold car of Laura Chung in car number 6. Row 4, I should say, has Keith Batson. He's driving the aqua-colored machine. Beside him is Quentin Moore in the cream-colored car. Row number 5 has Michael Norman in the powder blue machine. He'll be alongside the bright blue car of Ali Liara in the bright blue number 10. And starting shotgun is the dark blue car of Nick Gunther. He'll be alongside the car starting shotgun, the orange machine of RJ Bishop. That is your starting lineup. Again, there's a series that brings 12 of the top 12 finishers in the previous season's Duracell Cup Series point standings, and also, including the series champion, and match them up in equally prepared Dodge Challengers, which you'll see right here, and which season 2 of the IROC will be the same way too. Identically prepared Dodge Challengers, and next season as well too, and then put them on 4 different racetracks here. We were first 2 rounds. We were on plate tracks at Daytona and Talladega, which we saw Mitchell Collins win at Daytona. We saw Kyle Matthews win Talladega, and then we were on the 2-mile track at Michigan, where Jack Dunnard got the win in that race. So 3 different races and 3 different winners so far in the International Duracell Champions, and we'll see who pulls it off in the fourth and final round here in the 14 laps that will ensue here today at WATKINS GLEN International as the pace car comes off on the pit road. And today we will crown a series champion. The green flag is about to fly, and the fourth and final round of the International Duracell Champions is underway. You saw earlier who the in-car cameras will be carried by. Here, Mitchell Collins is one of them, along with Kyle Matthews and RJ Bishop. Those will be the 3 camera cars for this event here as they come through the S's. That's turns 2, 3, and 4. Jack Dunnard falls in the 2nd position. 3rd right now is Sanford, then Matthews in 4th, and Destin Bowen is in 5th position as they come down the back stretch into the inner loop. And there's the look from RJ Bishop's machine as he tries to make his way through the field. As he pulls up behind Michael Norman in the powder blue machine here. Bishop goes to the inside, tries to take position away in the turn number 10. But Norman's going to head the inside line through turn number 11, the 11th and final corner. Nick Gunther falling behind as they come off the 11th and final corner of this track. And Mitchell Collins leads the first lap of this race here. So remember, he's the points leader coming into the event here. As we mentioned, the top 6 drivers are separated by 12 points coming into this event here. So any of the top 6 and the points can come away as the champion of the series here. And there are some drivers that are not far away from the 6th position in the points. So They come off the third corner, or off the fourth corner, I should say. Mitchell Collins leads them down as they go, and the bright blue car coming in. That's Ali Liara trying to go inside of Quentin Moore. Quentin keeps the position away, and those two were battling out all the way along at Michigan, the last race we brought to you on the tour. And Quentin, which if I recall, almost won that race there. He led at the white flag, but Jack Dunard made the bonsai move to the inside and got past Quentin. And Quentin could not get back past though, but he finished second in that race there, and he hopes to improve that by at least one here today at the Glen. But it's going to be tough for him to do, because if you think on a road course, it's a whole lot different animal than the first three tracks we were on, where drafting was basically a key role. And it's just a matter of positioning yourself at the right time. Here it's the same thing, except without the draft, and road racing takes a lot of finesse from any of the drivers out here on this track. Working the third lap here as you look at Destin Bullen in that yellow number 5. He's and Keith Batson belling up. Batson in that aqua colored number 7. Off the corner they come right here. Destin Bullen. Pretty good season so far. He's 5th in the points coming into this season, in this IROC finale at Talladega. Off the corner they come here. There is the battle for the lead coming right here. Jack Dunard trying to get up and inside of Mitchell Collins for position here. Collins in the paint car, Dunard in the black machine. There's the rook cam from Mitchell Collins' machine as he goes into turn number 1. See how he drives this track here at the Glen. And there's the in-car camera from inside Mitch's car. Off turn number 4, about 160 miles an hour, and see how fast he goes into turn number 5, the inner loop, about 173 miles an hour into the inner loop, and down about 101 through that area. That's turns 5, 6, 7, and 8. Down through turn number 9. That's the sweeping turn number 9. Plays with the throttle just a little bit and matches the throttle down 130 miles an hour coming off that 9th corner. Slams her down in the 4th gear, but only briefly, as he'll go into turn number 10 in 3rd gear at about less than 100 miles an hour through that area. Down through turn number 11 there, about 86, 87 miles an hour before I go into that area. And about 155 miles an hour into turn number 1 down to 2nd gear at about 69 miles an hour through that area. So Mitchell Collins, and while he was riding on board with him, he has pulled away to a substantial margin now, 1.06 seconds. As now Charles Sanford gets past Jack Dunard. Sanford, the defending Duracell Cup Series champion, trying to get himself a win here as the season champion of the Duracell Cup Series from season 6. And meantime, Kyle Matthews tried to go inside of Jack Dunard, trying to find himself a position. Nothing there into the inner loop. We'll see if Charles can make up that 1.06 seconds he's behind to Mitchell Collins here, who, as you saw, took a ride on board with here. Here's the positions 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right together right there, and now Matthews goes inside, and and Destin Bowen tries to get by on the outside of Matthews. Matthews floors the throttle. Here comes Bowen to the high side right there. And Keith Batson, meantime, trying to find himself a spot to the inside lane. Bowen goes inside. He's on the back bumper of Kyle's car. And there's the back bumper from Kyle Matthews' perspective. Pulls away a little bit from Destin Bowen as they come off the 4th corner. And there's the inside from Kyle's machine. He's running 4th right now in that lime green number 3. Matthews winner at Talladega earlier this season in the IROC Series. As they come off the corner right there. He is behind the black car of Jack Dunnard. Dunnard, meantime, trying to find himself a way around Charles Sanford in that red machine up ahead in 2nd position. Down about 87 miles an hour in 2nd gear for Kyle Matthews coming off turn number 11. And into turn number 1 he goes right there. Let's see how fast he goes through turn 1. About 65 miles an hour through that area. We saw 69 for Mitchell Collins. Had to back off a little bit through the S's to turn number 2. Turn 2, a very tricky spot. As is also turn 3. As you saw a little bit of a blind spot through turn 3. And if there's something happening up ahead of there, you really don't know what happened until you get to that area, and it's too late sometimes. Goes through the inner loop, comes down through there. And that's the way it looks like on the racetrack right now at the moment. There's he comes off turn number 9. That's Matthews still trying to get around Jack Dunnard. Let's see if he can make a move into turn number 10. He's on the back bumper of that black machine, but no move made, strangely enough. He prefers to stay in line right there. Charles Sanford, meantime, he has not gained any at all on the leader, Mitchell Collins, who if the race were to end right now, he would be the champion for the first season of IROC in the NNSCRA. And the way he's running right now, he has got like I said, a big lead. The lead close to only 500ths of a second, which 500ths a lap is not going to cut it in the final 7 laps. Let's check and see how the rest of the field is running right there. There's the back of the pack right there. Keith Batson's tailing along the first pack of cars. There's Laura Chung in the gold color machine. She's running right now in 7th position. 8th is Quentin Moore. Allison Liara runs in 9th position. 10th is Michael Norman. And then RJ Bishop in 11th. And Nick Gunther, who's usually a good road course racer himself, though it's strange to see him back in 12th position. And if you race against Nick Gunther in online racing on road courses, he's usually really, really good on them. Between guys like him and Roger Ray, between guys like him and Roger Ray and Zach Rogers and several others. I mean, those guys are road course aces in our 2003 online. As we watch Quentin Moore try to make a move on the outside of Laura Chung, going in turn number 1, that does not work right there. But let's see what Quentin does going through turn number 2. He falls back in. He regroups, falls back in the line behind Chung. Eight laps down, 6 remaining in the event here. Here he comes through through the S's right there, or I should say the inner loop, I should say. That's turns 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's Quentin Moore right there behind. Laura Chung. Chung in the gold car, Moore in the cream colored car, and Allison Liara behind him in the bright blue machine. And meantime, right there is Michael Norman and Nick Gunther right there all behind there. Gunther's gotten around Norman. Norman apparently had something go wrong with his machine. But he is giving Nick Gunther quite a shove right there, as if Norman's a little bit miffed at Gunther at something right there. Up in the back bumper right there, that dark blue number 11, as Gunther pulls ahead for the time being there. Gunther's now in 11th position. Norman, the one, has fallen back into last position for the time being. Meantime, RJ Bishop trying to close up behind Allison Liara. Meantime, we do have a battle for the lead run. Here comes Charles Sanford up behind Mitchell Collins. Sanford came into this race there 4 points behind Collins for the championship in 4th position in the points. That's why he's got the 4 on the side of his behind his car. And let's see what Charles does going into turn number 10. Does he make a move? No, he does not. And Collins keeps it smooth through that area, whether he has so far all race longer. And Charles, took a peek to the low side through turn number 11. Whoa, and Collins almost gets the wall. Here comes Charles to the low side. Charles Sanford for the lead. 4 laps remaining. Ooh, and Collins just chops the nose off Sanford's car going through turn number 1. Now let's let Jack Dunnard trying to see if he can evade if something happened between the front 2 cars. But Charles, he's probably thinking, doggone it, just about had him, and then cuts me up in the turn number 1. But that's part of road racing sometimes too. As I said, it takes a lot of finesse out of some of these drivers to run on these road circuits here. Dunnard has the low side to his advantage on Charles Sanford through the inner loop, and now Dunnard takes 2nd position away. And Kyle Matthews almost wanted to follow through, but Matthews thought better of it. And Destin Bowen still falling behind that lime green number 3. That's Bowen in the yellow car, Matthews in the lime green colors. And Dunnard closing in behind the Mitchell Collins automobile now. Let's see what Dunnard can do with anything. Remember, like I said, he made a daring last lap move, bonsai move at Michigan. It'll be a little bit hard to try to do that at the Glen, though, unless Collins makes a little bit of a slip, as he did the time before, the lap before, off turn number 11, and almost lost the lead to Charles Sanford. And Dunnard's now close up in the back. We're going to see if he can do anything going into the inner loop. He's going to the inside of Collins. Here comes the move in the inner loop. Jack Dunnard trying to lead, and Collins again chops the nose off of Dunnard's car, much like he did with Sanford. Mitchell Collins driving like a man possessed here at Watkins Glen International, and well, you're going for the championship. That's rightfully so. It's one of those you gotta do what you gotta do kind of deals. And he is trying everything he could right there. That number 1, that pink number 1, has got now 2 laps to go this time by. Off turn number 11 they go right there. Dunnard regroups, tries it once again, tries to close back up on that pink number 1 once again. 36 hundredths of a second the last time by between the front 2 cars. They're averaging just a little over 121 miles an hour. Mitchell Collins has the fast lap so far at 122.741. Jack Dunnard is 1 point behind Collins, actually. So there's Dunnard actually has got a little bit of incentive himself to try to go for the championship himself. And whatever he's got planned to do, he's got a lap and a half to do it now. Through turn number 9. Not much passing for the top spot right there, but still some good racing happening here at the Glen. What's Dunnard going to do going into turn number 10? Is he make a move to the low side? And again, like the others, no move on the inside, but he's going to try through turn number 11 maybe. He comes to the low side on Collins' car, trying to force Collins into a mistake. No, he does not. He does not do it that time by. White flag waves. What's Dunnard going to do in the turn number 1 now? The white flag is out. This is for the championship of the NNSCRA International Race of Champions. Dunnard up in the back bumper of Mitchell Collins, who's led every lap so far this event. What's going to happen through the S's now? There, Collins pulls ahead just a slight bit. Sanford in 3rd position. 4th is Matthews. 5th is still Destin Boland. Off into the inner loop. That's turn numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8 here. Collins again keeps it smooth through that area. He's been smooth all race long in that paint machine right there. Mitchell Collins drew the pole position by virtue of leading the points, and it's look like it's going to work to his advantage for the time being. So they go through turn number 10. Dunard's got one more shot left to go here. Let's see what happens off the 11 into turn number 11. He stays in behind Mitchell Collins. He's not going to do it off the 11th corner. And the fourth round of the International Race of Champions, and the championship goes to Mitchell Collins. He wins at Watkins Glen. And with it, the season number 1 NNSCRA International Race of Champions Championship. Final margin of victory, 26 hundredths of a second here. I tell you what, Jack Dunard, Charles Sanford, those two gave it everything they could, had it a little bit more. Just Mitchell Collins had the right, like I said, did what he needed to do to keep the lead in those last few throughout this entire race here. They all took good shots at him, but in the end, it's the paint number 1 Mitchell Collins who opened the season at Daytona with the win, and now he gets the win here at Watkins Glen International. And I tell you what, boy, what can I say about this one here? And there's the final order right here. Mitchell Collins is your winner, average speed of 121.405. Jack Dunard comes on finishing second position. Third goes to Charles Sanford. Fourth position will go to Kyle Matthews. Fifth to Destin Boland. Sixth to Keith Batson. Seventh place goes to Laura Chung. Eighth to Quentin Moore. Ninth, Allison Liara. 10th to RJ Bishop. Michael Norman 11th. And Nick Gunther will finish, unfortunately for him, and the tail end of the field. So that will do it here at Watkins Glen International. Here we'll be back to you with the point standings right after this. Welcome back to the season finale of the NNSCRA International Race of Champions here, and there's your final point standings. Again, as we mentioned, Mitchell Collins is your NNSCRA IROC Series champion for the first season of this series right there, involving the top 12 finishers from previous season's Duracell Cup Series points chase. And he had 4 starts here, 2 wins. He was the only repeat winner of this season at Watkins Glen and the season opener at Daytona. 3 top 5s, 4 top 10 finishes right there. 1 pole position, as of course at the Glen, amassing a total of 69 points for this event here, or the season I should say. Jack Dunard, who got the win at Michigan this season, he ends up finishing second. Kyle Matthews got the Talladega win. He ends up finishing third. So your 3 winners this season all finished in the top 3 positions in the points. Charles Sanford, he ends up finishing in 4th position in the points here. 5th goes to Destin Boland. 6th place goes to Keith Batson, or 6th place I should say, that goes to Laura Chung. 7th goes to Keith Batson. 8th, Quentin Moore. 9th, Michael Norman. 10th goes to Allison Liara. 11th position goes to Nick Gunther, and RJ Bishop brings up the rear in last place in the points chaser. He had 1 win. He had 1 pole position on the season, though. There. So that will do it here today at Watkins Glen International. Again, thank you so much for joining us all this season for the NNSCRA International Race of Champions. And we're excited going to be doing it again in Season 2, involving the top 12 in the points from the Season 7 Duracell Cup Series drivers. Who will they be? Well, you'll just have to tune in and find out when the end of that season comes. And we will again be running Dodge Challengers. They're for the Men Cup 19 mod. And as far as the tracks, well, Daytona and Talladega will definitely be back, as well as Michigan. But what will be the 4th track? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out as far as the tracks are concerned. But Talladega and Daytona will be back. But as far as the last 2, we'll probably decide on that. So again, that would do it here today. Congratulations once again to Mitchell Collins, the winner at Watkins Glen, and the Season 1 IROC International Race of Champions champion. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races. We got gaming videos. We got inner online videos. whatever president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series, the main series on his channel. And if you want any future seasons of Seth's series, be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going on that. So that would do it here today for the season of the International Wrestling Champions. Again, thank you so much for joining us here this season. And for now, this is James Colson. This has been production of the NNSCRA celebrating 12 years of offline and online racing at its best. We'll see you next season in IROC.